Determined to rise, the competitive nature of man took over. He began to believe that those who weren't for him had to be against him. He wasn't afraid to burn a few bridges or make a few rash decisions to get to where he wanted to go. But perhaps he had it backwards.
Yo, yo, mic check, mic check.
What's up, Zo? How you doing?
What's up? What's up? Living, living. How about yourself?
Man, one day at a time with it. That's a great mic check because it showed what I need to do. Check the mics. Yeah, man. I'm.
Awesome.
This my first time setting it up in Mississippi. I'm in my mom's house, so I think we sound. I think sound from a sound perspective, we real good, man. How you doing?
Man, I'm doing awesome, awesome. I'm just open minded, man.
Man, and look, that is exactly what led us here today. Before we already on air, cause unfiltered, uncensored, raw, real talk. That's all I've ever had with you. The few times we've talked, I gotta tell them a little bit about you from what I remember, and then you can add or take away. How about that?
For sure, for sure.
Y'all, listen, I met Zoe. I already had your number saved too, so I should have just looked a little harder. But I met him right. Look, in Houston, me and my brother ended up going down there. Mutual friends with my brother and I. I'm really thankful that I got a chance to meet him, y'all. Zoe, what you got for me, man?
Hey, man, I'm just striving and surviving, man. I'm trying to, always trying to find a way where I can live more comfortably and be there for my children. But I'm here in Houston, also in Houston, Texas, also known as His and Her Truth known.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm just young looking for abundance, man. That's all.
Man, we gonna
And
go.
peace.
Man, I can tell. Listen, I ain't gonna hold back, and I don't want you to hold back. Let's open up a can of worms. You ready for
Let's
this
do it.
question?
Come on.
So we exchanged kind of a few ideas, and the fourth one you sent me, why is marriage the end all be all? I'm interested
hmm
about it. What you got for me?
well, because I kind of feel like we've been programmed to think, you get married, you have kids, you have your children, and then what? You know what I mean? There doesn't sound like there's no growth, there's no understanding, there's no wisdom out of this. It's just okay. You got to start this book, and you're gonna end it the way everybody else is in. Why not? Why not do something different? Like I've been with my queen for going on 20 years on my birthday, and it feels like we've been together longer than a lot of married couples, and we've actually done a lot of things that unmarried married couples probably don't even imagine to do it because they don't think that they're going to be with that person forever, even though that they done signed this contractual agreement, which is really what it is. It's a business move, and since we have the knowledge of what it really is, that's not the issue. The issue is, do we understand, and overstand each other? Do we want the best for each other? And all those things that really matter. People think, oh, when I get married, I'm gonna have kids and blah blah blah, and it's just like, but it never works out. I mean, my parents were married, but my parents also got a divorce, so that could be a reasoning for my point of view on that whole situation is that marriage isn't end all be all, because marriages end also.
Yeah. So you said a few things that already caught my attention. I immediately caught the understand over and overstand. I feel like we are so accustomed to the what you just said, like routine of understand. But if you take the word,
Overstand, understand, and understand.
uh huh,
When somebody of authority asks you, do you understand? That means, do you stand under them, underneath their jurisdiction? And instantly, people say yes, no. You're supposed to say no, I don't understand. Could you please explain more? I don't understand. When you're in a court, you can do the same thing. I'm not a a lawyer of any sort, but I have some type, some level of knowledge where you don't understand. You don't understand. Not unless, because if you understood, you probably wouldn't be in the situation that you're in. So you don't understand. So yeah, that's understand. You know, it's understand is spiritually, I would say, like, yeah, I understand. Overstand is I'm beyond what you're thinking right now. You know what I mean? I overstand what you're saying. Now, what is your reply? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you think what do you have to say, for me incorporating this into my own vocabulary, and I say, yeah, I'll overstand you, in the workplace, in a relationship.
Oh man, you gonna knock their socks off. They gonna they gonna look back and kind of like what you just did. Like, huh? Like, yeah, I overstand you. Oh, okay, that's peace. You know, they gonna feel it. They gonna add that to their vocabulary.
Yeah.
That's gonna be they might not even ask a question. They might ask a simple question, and then later on in life they might just pull it out like, no, I don't understand, because now they have a different perspective.
Right, right. You know, you said your parents are divorced. My
Yes.
parents are high school sweethearts, still together. Me or my brother. My brother is 31, pushing 32. I'm just turned 25 on the 10th of this month, and my sister.
Oh
I
man,
know, right?
congratulations, happy birthday, young
Listen,
star.
hey, I'm getting up there, a quarter of a century, man. Number wiser.
Hey, exactly.
And baby sis, she's a 16. She'll be 17 this year. So, none of us are married. So
Oh
even
wow.
I know, it's like a pressure on either that pressure that you talk about of like checking that box, like, oh, this is
Hmm.
what we saw, we're accustomed to. I don't know how my brother feel at his age, but I know, I'm 25, and I'm like, man, like, I'm single. Like, am I a letdown? Or, just that unspoken pressure from family, especially those family members that are still together, right? Or not together, married. They check the box, right?
Hmm.
The
Yeah.
thing that has me terrified of marriage, bro, is like, I mean, let's just say you fall out of love. Let's just say it's not the right person and you try to check that box, right?
Hmm.
Divorce, bro. Like, let's just say we use the woman in this case. Let's just say she's the breadwinner, right? And
Okay.
I just take, man, just almost everything she got. Is
Hmm.
that fair? How does that work, man? Why would anybody want to rush into a situation to where they could lose or forfeit?
Well, see, the whole reasoning for marriage is, I mean, it's documented. When a man marries a woman, I think the father pays for the wedding, but the other father, I believe the father that's over the daughter pays pays for the wedding, and then the father that's over the son, I think he gives, like they would give the other family like cows or cattle. It's kind of a business. It's still a business transaction. It's a contractual agreement. You know what I mean? That's why, you know, at the end it breaks down to the law, which is, hey, we got to bust this down the middle. Everything that you acquired while we were together is both of ours. You know what I mean?
Right.
So therefore, if people looked at it as a business aspect, is, hey, we going into business together. You know what I mean? This is the deal. When you can do that without getting married, you know what I mean? But everybody, I've learned from a young age. One thing my mother taught me is, like, Mercedes, you don't need girlfriends. You you just need a friend. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So people think, oh man, I gotta get married. Well, was y'all friends ever? You know what I mean? Like, me and my queen, me and my love, we were friends. And of course it was a relationship, but the terminology didn't make me feel like it was so much weight on me. Like, yeah, this is my girlfriend, and yeah, that's the, because people think like, oh, so what's next? You know what I mean? Like, forcing you to be like, oh, yeah, maybe we should get married. And in all actuality, you're not really feeling that person like that, but everybody's trying to force you to feel like, I love her. No, but I really don't like her. I don't really know her. Shit, I don't know if I like her feet, or I don't know if I like the way her breath smells in the morning.
Man.
It's so many things that you really get to know a person maybe 12 years in, and people get married. No offense, no offense. My small disclaimer, but people get married after a year, 3 years, 4 years. Like, you don't even know this person. You know what I mean? Like, you just know the good side. You don't. I tell my guys, I think I done told your brothers a couple times, like, bro, man, you gotta check out the attic before you check out the basement. Everybody goes straight to the basement. You wanna get down to that dirty basement, to that wet basement,
Yeah.
and they completely forget about, oh man, they put the boxes with the hidden stuff in the attic. You know what I mean? What's really
Wow.
going on? What really makes you tick? You know what I mean? Is it a certain cologne were you touched as a child, or was I touched as a child? It's so many aspects. It's so much that a person got to get to know that they can't get to know. You can't read a book in one day. You can't read a 3,000-page book in one day. You know what I mean? And a human brain is well more than that's the largest computer ever. So you got to really break a person down. You know what I mean? Pay attention. Nobody pays attention because at first it's all about sexual and lust and infatuation and complete adulation, all those Asians, man, but and once you get over that, then you start seeing the stuff that you don't like, so yeah. I'm sorry for being long-winded, but
Man, no, listen, you're thorough because whatever I feel like you leave on the table, any crumbs, I'm a ask and I'm a dig and I'm quiet because I'm taking notes as we talk, and I hope people who end up watching this, so this will be on YouTube, Instagram, whatever forms of social media that we can really, really help develop the minds of others on, right? Like,
yeah.
take notes because like the phrase that you just said, check the attic before the basement because the attic is where they keep the boxes of stuff that you try to put away. Listen, man, I'm really, really, really soaking this in. Speaking of like making sure you really get to know somebody, man, like if you had any advice that you could give to a couple, a single young lady, man, whatever, what do you have? You gave us some gems, but what's that one thing that you would say no matter what, make sure you do?
uh I believe you got to make sure that what I've learned, and through study and through experience, is that there's got to be, I believe, at least five or seven qualities that you love about this person. You know what I mean? That you know that that really makes you level up. It's got to be more than what did I say? Like lust. You know what I mean? It's got to go beyond lust. Y'all got to be able to chill and kick it. And not do nothing. You know what I mean? You got to be able to be with her during her down times, and same thing, vice versa. Like what I've learned is that pretty much, yeah, pretty much, just make sure you have those seven things. I mean, I can list my seven things, but you know, but I'll probably leave two out. But yeah, man, I just love, like, my queen, the way she talks to me. It's almost like she's enchanting. Like I believe she's an enchanter. I don't know if you've ever dealt with one, but like she speaks to me, and like it's almost like she's speaking to my shadow self, which is the true me, which is the me that I think that I'm hiding, but she's the only person that sees it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, find somebody, like, okay, so, I like the way she speaks to me. She speaks to me like nobody ever spoke to me. Of course, I love I'm trying to use a special term, but I love her shape.
Yeah.
I love her hands. I love her mind. I love her intelligence, because she's on another level. She definitely brings me up. I don't know, what is that for? It's so many things, but yeah, make sure you actually value seven things in that person, and then it could possibly, but nobody's gonna come out at the beginning and be like, hey, I was touched as a child and all this, and because they know that's gonna scare somebody. That's gonna scare anybody. They're like, oh shit, damn,
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's not something that you can come out and tell somebody exactly, 2 years, 3 years, because that's gonna make a person feel kind of weird, like, man. But it's kind of a thing that needs to be touched. The communication has to be A1. It has to be clear. It has to be, hey, these are my do's and my don'ts and my non-negotiables both ways. So, make sure y'all clear that up.
Man.
Yeah.
I'm speechless right now because to that point, like, you have a sense of credibility in this aspect to where, you and your queen have been together, what, did you say over 20 years, right?
19 going on 20.
Okay, so going on 20 years, and to be honest, Man, listen, this is a growth zone. There's no growth in the comfort zone, no comfort in the growth zone. So I don't care how uncomfortable this makes me, but I have to be vulnerable. Man, listen, I really be holding people accountable for stuff when they don't tell it to me 2 weeks in, 2 months in, and I would be devastated if I didn't know it by 2 years. And so to the point that where you was like, kind of 12 years is when you really like. I'm just, man, I'm hard. I guess I'm unrealistically and unreasonably have been hard on women for not bringing up the past or those things that would make some guys or any guy be like, dang, for real.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's just a moment of growth for me because I'm like, dang, have I really, really, versus saying, okay, thank you for finally telling me. Have I, what have I really done? Have I been like, well, why didn't you tell me early? It's just a sense of the lack of gratitude. Need to implement that more because I do believe the gratitude sets your attitude and attitude determines altitude. And speaking of altitude, I don't think I've ever been in a relationship that's over 2 years. And, that's just one of the things that, I got to work on.
But there's those people that enjoy their peace. You know what I mean? And if somebody's not adding to that peace and they're adding chaos to that peace, you immediately gonna be like, all right, you know what? All right now.
Yeah. I heard a wise man once say that some people, keep it vague, can be agents of chaos. I don't know, I don't know where I heard that, but you know.
Man, I think you might have heard that in the Ashe Garden, man. I think you might have heard that over here. I think you might have heard that at the Chapel Mansion.
Man, yeah, man, I got a good memory on it.
Man, agents, man. Agents of chaos. It's and it's all in the eye of the beholder. Like one man's trash is another man's treasure. Somebody might be built for that, and they might be built for each other. And another man might be like, man, I can't take this. This crazy. Ain't nobody never talked to me like this. Well, this one ain't for you. You know what I mean? So you just got to pick your agents. You got to pick your agent. I ain't gonna say agents because that's a whole nother situation. You got a whole CIA, a whole FBI unit over there, boy. You gonna kill yourself.
Yeah, listen, man. All right, listen, man. That's part two.
Yeah, right.
Man, man, so would you believe me if I told you it's already been 17 minutes?
Really?
Bruh, I'm on pushing 20, man.
Oh wow, man.
Man, that's real talk right here.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is, man. About to say from the time that I met you, we definitely connected. Like, man, this is the information sharing is just abundant when we get together, man. And your brother on another level too.
Right, man. Listen, I wish he was here right now. I called him and I was gonna wait on him, but he out doing some work right now.
Yeah, man, that guy's a forever hustler. It was crazy. I thought about him, and then the next day I saw him, and like he was not supposed to be here. Like,
wow.
Like where I was, and I'm not a person that believes in coincidence, man. I believe in everything happens for a reason in that time,
Yeah.
And yeah. But that's my guy though, man. That's definitely my guy. Is he back there with y'all?
He got back up here like Sunday. He gonna kick it up here for a while.
Hey, my man's a Rolling Stone, man. Peace to him, man. I like him, man. That guy, you and him, y'all can move how y'all want to move, man. I just love that, man. See, I'm definitely in complete awe.
Yeah. Man, I still got my little camper too, so I be putting it on the road from time to time, man.
Most definitely. So what is your perspective on long-term relationships? Because I mean, since you're so young, you really haven't had anything more than 4 or 5 years, probably not.
Man, yeah, like I said, never had more than 2, but I'm gonna be 2 years. But I'm gonna be honest, when it comes to like long term, the part that really destroys me and really clocks me out and is a non-negotiable for me is like I'm a person, man. It may and it does come back to bite me sometimes, especially in the professional setting, in the workplace, right? But I meet people and you don't. earn. I just give you trust because I don't. I just give it to you. You're credible until you prove otherwise, and then I subtract from that. I don't make people jump through hoops, and I don't. I don't, necessarily require somebody to prove something to me. I just watch that over time, so I could be with a person or be getting to know a person, and they'll be like, 8 months have passed, and they'll say in month 8, like, oh yeah, so for the first 6 months we was talking, I was living with my ex. I was getting over my ex. So that's why I really wasn't affectionate, or that's why I really wasn't in tune to what we had going on. And I'm like, I
Wow.
can't respect that. You know what I'm saying? Because me, man, I'm one of those, I ain't gonna say I'm a great guy, but I'm a decent guy. Like, I tell my intentions because I do have a little sister and I want people to do right by her, is to add value to any woman that I come across and invest my time to. Just to add value, you need to be better before you met me spiritually, mentally, emotionally, or intellectually in some way than before. If not, then I was collateral damage. I was baggage. I was, you could be the best thing or the worst thing to happen to somebody. Anything in between is just like faith. Lukewarm ain't it. It's hot or cold.
Right, right.
So, that's how I feel about it. People are so afraid, and I can get it. It can be hard to unpack, but as adults, if I don't get how people can give you their body but not give you their mind, give you their
Come on
body,
now. Come
but
on
not
now.
give you
Come on
they
now.
attention, they love, they vulnerability. So that's really what has stopped me from long term situations, because I unpack things. I'm like, this is, if you do this now, I don't believe people change. I believe people become more of who they already are. People become better people. And a lot of people were already good people. They just become better because it was already there, and something or somebody elicited that to the surface, right?
Hmm.
Man, listen, that's my take on that, man. Long term
Wow.
relationships for real. You know,
Man, I like that last thing you said. What'd you say about the unpacking and what were you saying, man?
oh, just when you're talking to somebody, you get to know somebody. It's being unpacked in an unfair amount of time.
Oh, what you said is somebody would rather give you their body than
Oh,
their mind.
oh
That's
yeah.
what you
Oh
said, man.
man, listen. I guess look, I was speaking from hurt in my heart right there. I forgot what I said. Look, from
Like,
experience.
man, they ain't really what I wanted. But like, that sometimes it's pictured as that's all you are. That's all somebody would have to offer. I'm not gonna put a gender on it because that's a two-way street. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
But I mean that also comes with the whole damaged goods. Like I said, we don't know what this person's been through to make them feel like this is all I have. And when I was talking about the like strip clubs and what's they really doing to the community, to us as a people, it's kind of just bringing that what did I call it, that bestiality side, that it's like that's not what it all is. Spiritually connecting is the best connection. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Sexual connection that comes along with spirit. But if you spiritually connected, mentally connected, then you sexually connected, man. That's that holy trinity, boy. Y'all going up. Y'all going up, man.
Fireworks.
Fireworks, man. Beyond that, man, I done been to Mars, man, and jumped across stars. You understand me, man? Don't
Look,
don't get me started, man. I still feel like I'm getting to know my queen. Like that's the wonderful thing. Like I don't know everything about her, but I know her. But at the beginning of our relationship, I didn't know that she was just studying me. Like it got to the point where, like 3-4 years in, it was like ain't no point of lying. She tells you when you're lying. You know what I mean? Like, you know what? I'm not lying no more.
right.
Like what's the point of that? But oh man, excuse me, I'm sorry. Somebody's trying to call me. But yeah,
It's
man.
all right.
So yeah, like I'm still getting to know her, and that's the wonderful thing. I I hate to use an onion, but you know what I mean. It's that rose that don't never stop opening. You know what I mean? It's just blooming and it's blooming and it's blooming, and
Yeah,
and when a woman gets to a certain age, it's beyond glowing. She's radiant. You gotta
yeah,
find somebody that's going age well, and the only way a woman gonna age well is if she's treated well. If you flop and if you watering that, nurturing, loving, speaking to, just just speaking greatness into it, man. You don't understand what these words do. It's been so many studies of people talking down to a plant and speaking up to a plant, and one's looking beautiful and one's like, oh, so man, these words are vibrations and they transfer from people to people, which is energy,
You know,
But yeah, man,
man.
what's the show called again?
You know, listen, we working on it. Yeah. Right now it's just on the YouTube. Let me make sure we focus. Oh yeah, so everything's still good. We back on this. Yeah, I haven't even really named the show. Yeah, man.
Okay.
I guess I got so many things I would want to call it. I've danced around with the journaling with Jay, but it was more so me writing. Then I danced around with the idea of diaries of a misunderstood black man. But
Okay.
I'm like, dang, what if you had some queens on here, some black women? You gotta open it up. So I'm just,
Definitely.
I'm open to it because honestly, I've tried to do this by myself and it's so awkward. It's so cringe. You know what I'm saying? So I actually think I'm open to like a co-show, like from when me and you would talk, me, you, and the Queen, and whoever else hop on, we can have our own show a segment, right? And that could be that, and then I could do my own thing
Man,
on the side. So you know,
man, we tear something up with these two different perspectives, man. I'm telling
man,
you.
that's what I was really excited about because this one was a good conversation. We gonna have those conversations where I'm like, nah, you gotta explain to me, bro. Like, what do you mean?
I don't mind. I don't mind breaking it down, man. And especially if we already have a direction, then I'm coming with receipts. It ain't gonna be no. I think it's gonna be I know. I don't believe. I don't hope. I know. So when I speak, I know.
Yeah. How about this then? Man, I already got it restarted. I got everything going again. If you ain't tired, let's keep it going.
Okay, come on, let's go.
So, okay, I'm gonna go back down to oh ho ho, got another can of worms. Okay, so breaking ties with old relationships completely. What's your perspective on it?
Okay, my perspective on breaking ties with old relationships. Well, first of all, we don't, as young men and young women, we think, oh, let's just get out here and just have a blast, and then later on we gonna figure out what we're doing. But we don't understand that what we're doing is a what we're connecting and what we're playing with is very sacred, and it's a reason why it's sacred because these are lifelong soul ties to a certain degree. I don't want to go too deep in that, but so if you got the man out here, he didn't had 50 to 60 or whatever, right?
Uh huh.
He trying to settle down, but he can't settle down because now he got this one girl. He liked the way she cooked. He got this one girl. He liked the way she talked. He had this other girl. Man, she rubbed his back. And so he got all these different aspects, and he's never gonna find that one girl that had that one woman that has all of those things that he loved about all those different women. So therefore, he's never gonna forget about those women. She's never gonna forget about those men. That's my perspective. I think it's hard, especially when you out here. Once you out there, you out there. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You for the streets.
Hey, listen, you ain't wrong about that, and that breaking ties, man. I've seen
Ow.
that be the like death of like a lot of good people. Well, potentially good people. Like they'll get a good gal, or the gal will get a good dude, and just them not being able to let go of that one thing. Maybe it's money, maybe it's the car.
Hmm.
That I've seen that mess a lot of people up, and that's why, you know, in a sense, I'm proud to be able to jump ship to a certain degree because in my last relationship, like. I live in my camper now, my travel trailer. It's not a lot of space to some, but it's just enough for me. And I would have moved to the Memphis area with the young lady I was talking to, and I was thinking like, man, I got used to the space. I don't, I
Your
don't,
peace. Forget space. You got used to your peace.
man. Listen, it took me I don't know how many months to snap out of it, but like Yeah, like I'm talking. I gave all these to what you said. Oh, you know, the convenience, the city, the food, because you know we from rural Mississippi, the country, right?
Hmm.
So you know it was just all these things that I just became victim to, and didn't even have an idea. Because if you don't stay connected with your community, not a community, a place, but your support system and those people who build you, you know, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and intellectually, like it's so easy to be in the matrix, man. The
Yeah.
simulation, that's a whole nother. That's a whole. We ain't gonna do that. That's a whole nother thing now.
Man, come on now, man. We need to have them talks, and we need to have the talks in that in that RV. That's what it was, man. We
Man,
was going crazy, man. I think I need to be
man,
it needs to be something in the RV.
man. Listen, look. That's why I know it ain't bugged yet. You know what I'm saying? It ain't bugged
Right.
out there, man. That's the safe house. That's the bunker. That's the bunker. But yeah,
But
look,
yeah.
man. What you gonna take us out with, man? This been good.
Um man, can't wait to the next one, man. Stay tuned, man. My boy Juan got that knowledge, you know. My
Hey,
boy, he got that knowledge, man. He definitely bring the best out of people because he's a great person, you know. So it's always peace when you call me, man.
man.
It's your boy, you
Hey,
know, Mercedes, aka Mastar,
yeah,
coming from Houston, Atlanta, Vegas,
yeah.
aka His and Her Truth Known. If you know, you know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Peace, peace.
Peace, yeah, man. Thank you, y'all. Hey, y'all, listen. This video, like, comment, subscribe. This is just part one of many, and we gonna slowly add people to this conversation and dance around some of these topics. To see what they got next. I actually kind of want you. I'm gonna talk to you offline about co-hosting kind of the same things we talking about and see what other people
Hmm.
got to say. Sinking in and settling down on these topics we talked about. Because you know, some
Let's
of the
do it.
people, the viewers might have. If you're viewing and you have something to say, comment. We take call-ins and we'll set that up real time. All right, y'all.
Oh, peace.
Peace.